Hello hackers, welcome back to Rust for Hacker series. This is going to be project number 6 on the series, and it's going to be the continuation of the previous one that we did as a web password cracker, and we will be using the same techniques that we learned on the previous video. So if you didn't see that, I strongly recommend you to go and refer that first, because we will be making use of the same packages and methods that we used in the previous video. So let's start doing our project, and this project is all about automating cross-site scripting. We are going to make a reflected cross-site scripting scanner based on the DVWA application. So for this application, let me introduce another interceptor. If you are not familiar with the web app security, it may be new to you, but if you are into this, you already knew what it is doing. It is just an interceptor. It's more than an interceptor, in fact, but for the community edition, mainly even the community edition has extensions or packages that you can make use of to some extent, but basically it's an application that helps you to do your web application security assessment. Just think of like that. And now we are going to make use of this application to analyze our application that we are going to automate. So once we have good clarity on how the application works, then we try to automate that using Rust. The main aim is to be more familiar with Rust, so it doesn't matter what kind of application that you're going to make. You can think of any kind of application. So I'm just following a pattern. That's why I'm just moving to the cross-site scripting, because what I'm thinking is to cover the injection category from the OWASP top 10 to practice more Rust. So here, see, when I'm trying to access my application, it comes here because interceptor is on. I just showing the request here. If I come here, I can see what I did request. I tried to get here, and it was a redirection, and it reached here, and you can see when it reached here, I think the user underscore token is here, and we did all this part on the last video. Like, let me press it off, and admin password. See, up to this we did on last video, and we were doing it with different get and post, and we tried to find out the username and password for the application. So how this works here, the main aim is to automate the cross-site scripting checking. For that, first, of course, we need to get into the application. So if you see get request, we have consider, I think, this get request. We have a user token 64 start with something. I think here I can see it here itself. If you search it here, it will highlight. See, we are supplying the same token here. So what we did on the previous video was we did repeat the same step. We send a get request to the login.php, then we fetch the user underscore token from the response, and we posted this. So the application is here. So we have done all these things here. So now what we had to do is, before going practicing doing the cross-site scripting in this application, just exclusive for this application, we have one more step. We have to set up the security level. According to your experience, you can practice that. By default, it's impossible, so we can start by setting up low if you are new to this. So I'm just setting it up low. For that, just see, I just did a get request to security.php, then I'm going to submit this value. So I did a get and post here again. So if you go and check here, I did a GET request, and this should have a user token. And if you see copy user token, if you see the post here, if you check it, you can see the same user token is passing to this one. So our next step is to do this after the login. So okay, now the other thing, in our method, the last time when we were using the user extraction using the selector method from the scraper. Also from here we passed the HTML and we did set up a selector, then we fetched the value what we needed. Our selector was this one, the user token from the hidden input field. So what we need to do is we may need to convert this to an kind of user defined method, so that because we see it now in two places, when we submitted the security level and already when we logged into the application. So in both cases we have to make use of that. So instead of repeating the code again and again, we can convert this like get user underscore token. So inside the user underscore token, actually, okay, we don't need this one. I think we can directly take I can say HTML response, and okay, let it be the result type is string and error type, and we discussed this one on the last video. So see, instead of this one, and there's no need to convert this to as str because it's already that type. Then okay, here we are going to, I'm going to let you another method is called iflet. That will be an effective method to use here, because here we need to send result type as string and error type was this one. And if you check here, this input is when you say the next, actually is an option, so it's an option element type. So what we can say, instead of let, actually you can say if let, and because it's an option, I'm saying if let it's sum of input, then yeah, I can start it here. So I can remove this one. So basically what it does is it just verify this kind of this expression is going to be verified, and if this expression has a return value, and then it checks here if it is a sum, like if it has a value, then that value is going to get assigned to this input. So after this we have to do, I think, yeah, we can take this token here inside and we can apply the same thing here, if let, because this also, if you check here, see this one also an option. So if you say if sum of this user token and yeah, return okay, there is no need of error methods here. Let us see how it's going to be. So the input value, output value, and if it's going to be okay. Then we say return this statement, return this user token string. Then okay, if everything fails, it comes here. Yeah, oops. If it's going to be an error, we are going to say into is the best method here. So what this into is doing, actually internally is going to convert this error type to this type. So this entire string error type is going to convert it to this type. So this is a shortcut. So you can make a user token method like this. So it is safer now. So it's a user defined method. So now we come here and copy our brute force method, get request, get response, and yeah, we can copy up to here even, like, yeah, let me copy up to here. So okay, now we have one more URL. It's called sec level URL. Oh no, so it is just, what was that URL name? Security.php. Security.php. So that's a new URL that we are going to use. And last time, okay, it was set of passwords last time, but this time we will be using one password that we know, it's assured password. So it's not going to be brute force this time, so we don't need this loop anymore. So I'm just pasting. Okay, come here, just say something, return. Okay, we'll come to that. I don't know, it just suggested by the AI. I just press tab, it was fine. So URL here, get, actually it was a reference, not, oops, it was a reference there. Then this, okay, now the user token, what we can say is get user token. Let it be the question mark, so it will internally convert the actual value. So yeah, see, it's string type. Now you have the user token here, and this is the reference. It's not moving the value. Okay, it is the get HTML response. Oh, it's a string type, so we have to convert that to the ampersand string type, reference type. Then I think this is fine. Like now we have the user token, and we use the user token here, and once we, okay, here is, okay, if it's not going to be login failed, then we say this, and print it here. We don't need an else here. We haven't done anything till now. It's all that we did last time. The only thing we did new was just converted the user extraction, user token extraction to a method, to a new function. So, and we are not going to use the brute force here because it's not needed. Instead of that, we hard coded our username and password, and let's see. I'll go check. Is there any issue? I think it's no issue. Cargo run. Oh yeah, it works like as we expected because we didn't do anything new here. So now the new thing that we have to do is we have to do the same thing here using the security level. So the login is done. So once the login is done, if it's not login failed, then instead of printing this one, we have to, oh yeah, it suggests that security level response, security level URL, and security level HTML response. Security, this we are extracting the security level response, printing it, and let user token equal to get user token security level HTML response. Yeah, it's correct. So last time when we did when we submitted the form, and before that, just confirm what we have to do. For the security level, we need the security. This is a payload we need to submit. Security slow and sec lev submit, then the user token. So last time when we did use it's called tuple. In this one, what to say here, see, we directly use like this, but instead there is another method where you can make use of, is called it's called hash map. What we can say is, just for this one we will try that method here. So let say mute what to say sec level submission, what to say, okay, sec level parameters, yeah, params. So okay, it's not vector, it's going to be hash map. So the hash map is nothing but it's kind of a key value pair. It's called dictionaries in other languages. I think it's the same kind of dictionaries. Yeah, it's okay. The method is insert. You can insert the values security level. Okay, these are the values that we need to submit. The AI was suggesting something very crazy. We need security and sec level submit. Okay, let us copy one more line. Okay, what was the first one? The first one is security. First one, security, and the value is low. Yeah. The second one is sec level submit, and the value is submit. And the third one is user token, and the values, of course, address of user token. So now we have a hash map. It's just like the previous one, but it's a bit different. I just wanted to show you that different ways of doing this. So now we have sec level response, we need that client post, sec level URL, form, sec level, the same kind of, but here last time we directly used the parameters. Instead of that, we are using sec level params as a hash map here. It's nothing much to worry about. Sec level HTML response, printf, okay, printf sec, just try to print this out. So now we have submitted. Before submitting, we did fetch the security.php, and here it is. Where is that? Yeah, security PHP. Then we extracted the token and we are submitting that. So just want to ensure that up to here is fine. Cargo run. Why is building too much of time? We haven't done anything. Okay, it is saying something. I think it's successful. Yeah, it shows every. See, you can see the commands on the left side. So it is successful now. Now the next thing, you have to find out how the XSS part works here. And in case of, if you are not familiar with XSS, it's just nothing but it allows attackers to inject scripts, and the scripts will get executed on the victim's browser. So it could lead to other security issues, like the attacker can, according to the script that he is using, it could be a data theft or session hijacking, something like that. Here we just need to check it, how it's going to work. So what I'm going to do is, so yeah, just test it. So what happened? Okay, yeah, it just says the test, I mean whatever we input here, it is just reflecting back to us in this page. So if you go here, see, this is get method, and the difference in this get method is that it is using a query string. This is called a query string, and actually it doesn't have any other parameters. So I think this will be easy for us. So what I can do is, for checking this one, I'm just sending this to repeater. So I'm going to test it with one of the famous payload. So if it's going to, so the previous one, what we saw was it was reflecting back to us. So the logic is, if this is going to do the same thing to us, like if I can find the same thing here in the response, so I can ensure, see, it is, I'm having the same thing in my response. So what does that mean? Like, so let me show you how it is working. Request in browser, session, just copying this one, and we'll try to do it in browser. So we'll see the output here. See, what I injected was just an alert box, and see, it works here because, see, if you can see the inquiry string, I just injected this one. So how did we confirm it that before even testing it, testing it in browser, is that the payload that we injected was reflecting back just like the injected payload. There was no encoding, nothing was there. It was reflecting back to us just like the payload. So the logic we need to test is, we have to send a GET request with the query string. Then the query string, like after sending the query string in the response, you should ensure that you have this the payload that you submitted. So once you have the payload that you submitted, you can ensure that your query, this page as XSS in this web app. And keep in mind that this is done either, I mean, this could be, okay, I will discuss that later. Let us finish this one first. So the next step is we have to do the same thing. We have to find out a way of submitting this. Now we have reached up to submitting the security level. We submit the security level. I'm not going to print this. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create another URL. What was it? XSS reflected underscore URL equal to, okay, I was saying reflected.php, but it's not correct. It was this one. And here, if you noticed, we didn't use that user token here, because if you check this one, see there is nowhere we are using the user token. And one more thing in this get request, it is not post, and it is the form is submitted to the server using a get request. And if you see the response here, view page source, where is the view page source? Here it is. Here I think where it is, should be test. See there is a form and it is submitted using these fields. There is no, but it is submitted using get, but and there is no user tokens here. So one step, you can omit one step that we were doing for the password cracker and for setting up the security level. So this one is base URL plus this one, and just like the method now we use, I'm going to create let XSS params should be mute, because we have to set the values. Params equal to hash map and insert name, submit. Actually it is suggesting user token, but we don't need this one. A is getting too smart here. So what we want is the name and submit. Is that, let me confirm this here. Okay, no, actually name, yeah, okay. If you, yeah, because yeah, let me check. Yeah, I think it's a form, so we need to submit programmatically. I think it should be, otherwise even if you set this as a query string, I think, yeah, these are the values you need to submit anyway. There's a text and the submit button, and the value one is name and the other one is submit, but this name is passed as a query string. That's the only difference. So you have to submit the form programmatically. So what was the value? Yeah, submit, type is submit and the value is submit. Okay, insert this is submit and the value is submit. I'm testing with this. Okay, alert XSS, and if, okay, after setting up this one, let us let response equal to client dot, actually it's not post, it's going to be get, and the get URL is address of XSS reflected URL, and so before sending we have to do one more thing, is like there's an option called query. This is for setting up your query string. So we have our XSS params as query string, so we are going to pass that and just send it, and XML response string, and yeah, print the value. Yeah, then we will see how it responds. So the next step is very simple. We just need to confirm whether that text has this text has the XML response has the payload. So that will be easier, I think. Let us finish this one. Cargo run. Don't take too much time. Oh yeah, I think it printed the response for us, but finding here, see, we have the same payload that we injected. So what should be our next logical step for confirming this XSS reflected XSS is that we just need to confirm whether the injected payload is inside the response, this HTML response. So instead of printing this, what we can do is, if XSS response contains, actually it should be the same payload that we tested. So I'm hard coding that for the time being here, and we can say print line XSS reflected found. Yeah, something like that. Okay, put an else that, so just we can identify this. So now we successfully developed XSS finder. So if you want to develop this one, okay, let us test this anyway. So what it's going to do is it's going to automate several steps, like it logins the application, extract the, I mean, even before logging it extracts the user token, then submit, then login, then it sets the security level. The actual XSS checking is on the final stage, because we actually need only this final stage for normally on any XSS checking. The other initial two parts, just because we were using the DVWA application, so it changes according to the application. Even you can develop an XSS scanner, an unauthenticated XSS scanner that directly checks with these payloads. And you know that the next development that you can do is try to develop try to check with different security levels, try to make it medium or high, and then try with different payloads, because in medium or in high this script alert will not work. So you may need to come up with other payloads that will help you to improve your Rust programming and even the web app security testing. Because for that change we have to use just like the previous web application password cracker. Either you can make use of an inbuilt in-memory vector of payloads, or you can read it from a file and you can take that line by line and try to do this. I mean, at the end of the day, the checking is the basic checking is we are checking whether the injected payload is there on the response. So you have plenty of you can have plenty of changes on this app. So let us check this one. You are getting these warnings because we haven't. Oh, did I? Okay, I did print out the response somewhere. Which response I'm printing? I think I'm printing something else also. Okay, whatever it is, it finally says XSS reflect found because the injected payload was there. Let me wear this. I think we are printing. Yeah, it is security level. You don't need this print because we already confirmed that. And suppose if this is going to be medium, I believe that it won't work because this payload will not work on medium security level. I think. See, XSS reflect not found because medium level security of this application blocks this payload, or not actually blocking, actually is handling effectively on the application side, so it won't reflect back to our side. So you can confirm that in this way. I mean, this is the basic logic of, even when you're checking XSS manually, we are just trying to we are normally what we do is we have to analyze the application, find all the input fields, and then try to fuzz all the input fields with different payloads and analyze the response, and from the response we have to find out there's a XSS of chances there is not. So if there is, how we are finding out the chance of XSS is that the payload that we are rendering is directly reflecting back to us without any encoding or any kind of output security mechanism that application or the server has. So if the injected script is coming just like the script to us, that means it has an issue for XSS. If not, just like the medium level security of this app is blocking it by handling it some way. Maybe you can check actually that it is available. I mean, you have plenty of resources available for learning this DVWA. You can check why it is rejecting, why it is not reflecting back to us in medium level security, and try to figure out some other payloads. And the next step that you can do on this application is try to make this application in a way that that accepts user I mean the payloads from the user and the URL from the user, URL you can accept in two different ways. Directly the user can enter the input injection point like with the parameter name and everything, or else the better way, the effective way is get the main URL and crawl out all input fields, like all the get and post requests with all the form submissions, then try to inject your payloads on that. That could be a good complete XSS scanner that I'm planning to work on that after finishing up all these projects, so that you could also work on that. If you can do that, then just do that before me and share it with others. So the next thing we will be looking into is how can we do the same check on the stored XSS. That's going to be in the next video. So hope you enjoy the current one. I mean, there will be some ups and downs while we are learning Rust, because especially the ownership and the borrowing stuff. Mostly how I overcome that is I always try to pass the reference type to methods, and when I'm trying to return, I try to move the return value to the caller function. So don't get confused initially, but definitely when we learn more Rust, we can do it in a real Rusty way of handling it with lifetimes and other stuffs. But yeah, let's develop applications based on what we learn. Don't wait for learning the entire Rust and start developing application, because Rust has really a huge code base. I mean, the code base itself is really huge, so it may take some time to be familiar with all those stuff. So that's all for this video, and hope you enjoy this. I will upload this both the XSS scanner and the web password cracker. I did make change to the same application here on the previous one, but I will upload it to my GitHub as 2 separate projects very soon. So it's going to be the stored XSS scanner on next video. Till then, it's going to be a bye from Alphas. See you on next video. Consider like and share or subscribe if you like this video, or else if you are not interested in programming, just watch it for if you are hobbyist, just do it. No need to do any programming. But if you are interested in automation, try to do yourself and learn more. So it's a bye from now, and see you on next video.